All right, here we are. Friday morning, a little rainy, a little foggy. June 1st, my birth month. Pretty excited about birthday. On the 16th, gonna be 33 this year. Whew. That's a tough age, man. Nah, it's not really. Just kidding. I'm gonna take a little different road to work here today. Because that rain's a little bouncy. I don't like really recording when I'm hitting a lot of bumps. Not good for the old video. So with that being said, I was doing some research last night, looking at some stuff about quantum physics and how it can really we can manipulate it to basically create our reality. Kind of the science behind the creation of reality. And we've talked a little bit. Every time I get out here, it's like allergy. Woo! So I was really looking into the mechanics behind reality and manifestation and creating your own reality, and really, what does it take on a science level to create reality? I thought if I could understand it more from the perspective of science, that I'd be able to explain it a little bit better to you as the viewer. Now, there's lots and lots of video out there about the quantum world and about how we can manipulate photons, and I'll dive into it just a little bit because I'm still trying to wrap my brain around a lot of it. I believe in this stuff, but when it comes to the mechanics of it, it's there's a lot that goes into it. So basically, one of the articles I read, the example they used was imagine you're on a couch, right? And you could get up, so you haven't made a decision on what you're going to do yet, but you have many different possibilities, right? So in the quantum world, you have all these different possibilities pretty much at your disposal, and basically they all start to collapse onto each other once you make a decision. So for example, if you're on the couch and you can either go to the bathroom, you could pick up a baseball bat and just smash your TV in, or you could take that baseball bat and go rob a bank, take the money, go buy a plane ticket, go to a tropical paradise and live out your life as a monk, right? So there's all those different possibilities, right? So you make a choice, and then all those other possibilities sort of cease to exist in the quantum world, because you can only observe one reality at a time. Does that make sense? That's the caveat. So you have all these possibilities in front of you, and once you make a choice and start heading in one direction, all the other possibilities fade away, because you can only observe one reality at a time. I guess it's sort of easy to understand, but it goes into a lot more, the actual science behind it and how it works and why it works, and but it's really interesting stuff, and it really, I think it illustrates the point that I made in the last video with the 7 steps of manifestation, that you really can, control your reality just by your choices that you make. And we talked about manifesting the things that you desire, and being in the right state of mind and all that stuff, and that's a lot. That's all of it, really. But it comes down to action. Action was a huge component of all that, and the action you take are really those decisions that you make along the way, and the preceding actions after you make your decision that create the reality. And it really is just it's illusionary. Everything that you experience is just your consciousness experiencing the world. So, and it's very subjective, right? Subjective to your perspective. So if you aren't happy with how things are going in your life, all you need to do to change them is make a different decision. And I guess that's probably where the hard part is, right? We all get into routines and we get into our lives, and we start to feel trapped by our lives in some cases, and we feel like this is the way life has to be, and we don't see the possibility beyond our own reality. So we get stuck. And then it's hard to really see past our own selves, our own consciousness. Unless you're already open to this stuff. And then how you can start to become more open is to reflect. Is to go to a quiet space and spend a little bit of time. That's where meditation comes in. Or just spend a little bit of time just reliving a moment or your day. And, look at your decisions, look at your actions. Are they what you want to be? Are they in line with what you're trying to achieve? Are they not? If they're not, then tomorrow is another day to change them. Or right now is another moment to change them. And I guess that's the thing, is that if you look at your life, right? You have your past, present, and future, right? But all that really, truly exists is your moment right now. And that's where people say, live in the moment, live in the moment. And they're absolutely true. That's absolutely true. And because the only moment you can affect any change on is right now. You can't change the past. You can't create the future. You can bring yourself to your future self through your actions that you take right now, but you can't just jump to the future. Really interesting. This is just fascinating stuff. And I wonder, I don't think many people really take the time. I don't know. I mean, I don't think a lot of people take the time to really think about it. You just run through life making decision after decision, maybe not realizing that some of those decisions are holding them back, right? And that's where you got to make a different decision. It's not always the easiest decision to make. Sometimes it can be a very hard decision to make. But if it's going to release you, it's going to give you an opportunity to make your life better or to achieve your dreams, then maybe you have to make that decision. Or maybe there's another way. There's always another way, right? That's something I learned through my job as a supervisor and now a manager. It's problem solving constantly. We're as in those roles, you're looking for solutions to problems. That's the job, really. They don't tell you that. Nobody really ever says that to you. And they never have to me anyway. Maybe because I was a natural problem solver and I understood it already. Maybe that's why nobody ever had to say it to me. I've seen supervisors and managers just kind of pass the buck, and not take on anything, try to solve anything themselves. But really controlling your reality, I mean, the reality is an illusion. Your job's an illusion. Your labels, your mom, your dad, you're a brother, a sister, you're a worker, you're a manager, you're a entrepreneur, whatever it is. It's just a label. It's something that you are associated with, or you associate yourself with. And it's just all in your head. Or in somebody else's head. I mean, it's just imagined. Now, there's not... I love this idea that the world we live in is imaginary, and that we've just made up a bunch of rules and consequences for things. But the reason we don't just go off the rails and rob banks and just live out our basic instincts, I think is because we're afraid of the pain that we may have to suffer if we go off the rails. Actually, that's probably true for really any difficult decision, whether it's legal or not, is we're afraid of the pain of the unknown, right? I was actually listening to Tony Robbins the other day, and he's talking about some of the certain human elements that we need to basically satisfy to be fulfilled and to be happy. One of them is certainty. That was one of the elements that he had brought up, and I thought that was interesting that we need a level of certainty in our lives to be able to function. And a lot of times that fear of the unknown creates too much uncertainty, so you won't make a decision. You won't act in a certain way because you're afraid of what may or may never happen. And that probably happens to a lot of us. I bet you. I know. I can attest to that. Even last night. So or the day before, I had a big meeting with the entity that controls the building that I work in, and it's a monthly meeting. And I knew things hadn't gone super well in May, so I was anticipating a lot of blowback of how things went. I'm the guy in charge. I'm the one where the buck stops. So I thought I was going to get kind of fired upon, if you will. So I go to the meeting kind of ready for. I was ready. I had all my answers ready. I knew what I was going to say if things went sideways on me. And what's funny is that none of the stuff that I was worried about actually came up. Not even a little bit. Actually, the meeting went really well. They were generally happy with how things were going. So I was surprised, but then again, not surprised, because I anticipated things going. I worried about things going a certain way that it never became reality. But I let it affect my present moment. I let it affect my well-being and my day-to-day moment. My now. For no reason. And that's I bet you probably most every fear that you have about something that's going to happen to you in the future is probably worse in your mind than it is when you actually experience it. I would guarantee it. That, and some people will say, no, I'm always right, I'm right on the money, or no, it's always worse than I ever than I imagined. I'm like, well, but for most people, usually your imagination is worse than your reality, your now. And another good example, so I have another meeting this afternoon with an area person above me about my numbers or whatever. And again, I didn't have a good month in May, and because we were doing a lot of adjustments in the organization, and I moved a lot of people, and we're still training people, and blah blah blah. And I have my story, so I'm not going to make an excuse, but I'm going to give them a story about what we're doing, and how it's it's causing some of the fluctuations in the numbers, and just give us some time, and we'll get it straightened out. This guy is probably going to be like, yeah, I get it, still new to the job, blah blah blah. But last night I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get on this call, and I don't want to argue with him about it. I want to do a good job, so it's like, I'm like, I don't want to be perceived as not doing my job. So it's all those fears start bubbling up, right? Those worries about things that will probably never even come up unless I bring them up. But it's a 10-minute, 15-minute call. God, I don't think I've ever been on the phone with them more than 8 or 9 minutes. It's usually just, okay, good. Yep, keep it up. All right, see ya. But you get that fear. That fear that builds up. So control your reality. If you don't believe that you can, I hope some of these videos have really helped you to see that it is possible. I think more and more people are starting to figure out that it is possible, that it is likely, and that when you start to control your reality, you start to almost feel like you're in control. You're in control. I mean, because you are. And it's not God or nature or circumstance. It's you. You your experience is controlled by you. And one example that I thought of a while ago, and this article kind of restated it that I read the other day, talked about how basically everything you see in your life, every car, everything that's ever been made, every piece of clothing, the clothes that we wear, the buildings that we work in, they were imagined. They came from somebody's mind. They were the illustration of basically the thought to reality. That somebody thought of an idea and then it was able to manipulate the world or reality in a way that they could actually, make something physical manifest. And it's the same concept we've been talking about all week. Is in manifesting reality. It's as simple. It starts as a thought. It starts as a desire, right, to do something, and then it leaps from your mind, becomes action. The action then manifests the reality that you're looking to create, along with all those other things, gratitude and consistency, and those are the fine tunings of manifestation, right? But if you break it down to just its basic core, it's really just a thought or an idea manifesting out through your body in action and using your energy and your time and creating something, and then the final product, which is your reality, is being altered by your original thought. And sometimes it could take from your thought to the actual manifestation. It's up to you how long it takes. It can take you a month, it can take you 6 months, it can take you 10 years. That's up to you, depending on the size and scope of your vision. You just gotta go for it. Don't let worry or fear stop you. Fear is an absolute killer. Fear of the unknown, man. It's just like people, or I get hung up, man, on that. Yeah, let that stuff go. So, as we continue through the week here, I'm just trying to better understand myself, the very nature of reality, so I can explain it to you guys better. I know that I can be whatever I want to be. I know you can too. It's exciting. It really is. It's exciting to think about. It's hard. It's not always easy. You got to keep going, pushing forward. It's good stuff. But all right. Well, anyway. So hey, if you haven't seen my 7 Steps to Manifestation video, if this is the first video you've seen from me, well, welcome. If this is not your first video, then welcome back. Check out my other videos. They should be in the one of these boxes here. 7 Steps to Manifestation. Gives you a little bit more insight into the exact formula to manifest your thoughts and desires into reality. Hey, this is it for Friday. Happy Friday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We will see you next week, and I'll be talking more about manifesting and creating reality and creating states of reality. What do I mean? And we'll jump into what I mean by states of reality later on. But good things to come. So we'll have a great weekend, everybody.